Hello, everybody, and welcome to my feature presentation of the hilarious and dedicated Tye Grieve. Tye is the founder of a Wollongong-based beverage company, Goon A. That's right, Goon A, not Goon, because what he's created is just a little more classy. I'll take you on his career journey, and I hope his story inspires you to follow a passion. Tye is the founder of an alcohol company and wakes up every day loving his job and running a company that he really believes in. However, it's not always been this way. Tye graduated from the University of Wollongong in 2015 with a degree in engineering. Straight after his graduation, he moved into the workforce with a job that he'd secured months beforehand, like many responsible university students, myself excluded. He began working a 9 to 5 workday in Sydney and in an engineering firm, and commuting to and from Wollongong each one of those days. However, in 2018, Tye had quit his stable and safe job to pursue a dream that had captivated him years earlier. Since its creation in 2018, Goon A has been Tye's primary focus as he attempts to break into one of the most regulated and competitive industries in the Australian market. From my talks with Tye, who has now become a good friend, two notable turning points in his life that stood out to me that he then confirmed were probably the most important to ensuring where he is today. Firstly was the conception of Goon A, which might be traced back to a seemingly repetitive Wednesday night back in 2014. Tye and his roommate were big partygoers, as many uni students are, and we're talking about how bad Goon tastes. They wished for a classy version of Goon that actually tasted good. The conversation then turned into a brainstorm, and the idea for not Goon, but Goon A was born. This night stuck with Tye for the next 4 years of his life, as he looked out of his office window and wondered if this is really all life had to offer. Moving on to the second turning point, Tye's first day as an engineer, is the day that he talks about as one of the most eye-opening days in his life. Tye had just graduated, landed himself a job, and felt like his life was falling into place. However, he put on his suit, commuted to Sydney, and walked into the insanity of an adult life and suddenly felt unprepared, contrary to what his university degree said. Long days, stressful work, and all to live up to the expectations set by his childhood values. It felt like he'd been cheated by the university. From a young age, Tye was always told to go to university, get a good job, and start a family because that's what all self-respecting young people do who become successful in life. Countless generations before him had followed the exact same trajectory. The traditional value of being well educated in a respected field will ensure life will fall into place at a later date was so widely followed by everybody who he respected. Suddenly, all of Tye's values that he had held so close began to fall apart. He kept thinking back to that fateful Wednesday night conversation in 2014. Unfortunately for him, he found himself in a job where he was being paid less than anyone had promised, had no free time, and knew the inside of the train carriage in more detail than his own bedroom. It felt to Tye that the world he had trusted so much had lied to him and had led him into a trap like an unsuspecting mouse. Going into his final year as an engineer, the issues and doubt had finally come to a peak. He had always been told that going into this field with good marks and a hard-working attitude would set him up for life. However, in Tye's mind, this could not have been further from the truth. It felt to him that the university had been grooming him for disappointment. He finally came to the conclusion that if he was going to quit his stable job and start from scratch, he would need to bite the bullet and come out swinging. Tye now wakes up every morning, running his own business and doing something he loves with his life. His decision was not always supported by those who meant the most. However, he was always determined to prove them wrong. His journey and self-realizations have crafted his own set of values for his own business. I openly asked him what the most important value an employee could have, and he replied with, "I would rather them ooze personality than have the ability to read a graph." His company has set foundations in university culture, and his story is inspiring to say the least. Tye's story highlights the unexpected yet passionate journeys that we can go on in our professional lives. I would like to thank Tye for taking the time to speak to me about his story and his work life. And I would also like to remind you all just like Goon A, to stay classy. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.